Alert Storm Team Weather Center. A little darker in here tonight. That's okay, though. It is November the 22nd, 2020, 9:41 p.m. on this Sunday evening. Let me fire up the 7-day forecast, which looks pretty quiet. Got some rain chances, pretty normal temperatures. But as our Facebook Live says, might have a little snow chance next week. I wouldn't get too excited, as my earlier Facebook title said, or post said. Still a lot could change, but we're going to look at the European weather model here in just a second. And for the first time this season, it's been printing out some snow chances for our area, and for a couple runs in a row as well. So a little bit of consistency there, and so we'll talk all about that here in just a second. Let me share tonight's Facebook Live, Periscope Live on Twitter, and a YouTube live stream off to our First Alert Storm Team page, and then we will be ready to dig into our weather content. I know a lot of us get excited when we hear that four-letter word that begins with S, snow. So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. One person in particular gets extra excited that I know of as well. All right, we've got Beverly Haggis, Kathy Bryant, Rita Harmon, Ann Helm, Lydia Lewis, Lee White, Chris Hall. How's it going? Steve Decker, Tanya Makowitz, Lydia Lewis. It's going to be half and half like always. Yes, snow. No snow. All right, we've got Will Duff. Thanks for watching. Susan Fox and Ben Atkins, Alyssa Rowe. Snow. Are you serious? I'm not too serious just yet because a lot could change between now and next Monday. But at least one weather model has that chance. So we've got that going for us. Let me go over to the WHAS 11 main page and say hello to some folks there, and then we'll get going. So as our title says on our live stream, cool and quiet the next couple of days, and then we're going to have a wet Wednesday, a nice Thanksgiving, thankfully. And we got a system that looks like it'll come in at some point in time this weekend. Right now, the GFS has Saturday weather. European weather model has Sunday weather. They both have cold air moving in next week. So we've got plenty of content, weather forecast content to get here. Julie Grubb, thanks for watching. Julie says nice today. It was a little gloomy out there. Teresa Brewer from Mount Washington, thanks for watching. Raven Scout says bring on the snow, hashtag bots. Lisa Gardner, thanks for watching. Victoria Keown, Laura Priest, Elizabeth Harris, Chanel Grant, Ashley, Denise Issing, and Kim Perkins, thanks for watching. And Tracy Taylor says the weather in Louisville changes every 10 minutes. We do get a variety around here, that's for sure. All right, well, let's just jump ahead. So that's the mess that the European weather model wants to put over a Sunday, and then watch what happens on the backside of this system. A little snow chance there on the backside. So a lot of times this time of the year especially, if we can squeeze out some snowflakes, a lot of times the ground is too warm, it'll melt on contact, the system's pulling away before the cold air can catch up. Will we actually get snow in the first place? A lot of question marks still. And the GFS has no snow. So right now it's the European weather model that's showing that. But again, as we get deeper into the autumn season, we start to see a little bit of snow popping up on the long-range weather model data, just an indication that generally we're getting closer to snow chances. Rainfall totals were very light today. It was basically a drizzle, a tenth of an inch or less in most locations. And again, here's what we have ahead for us. Cool and dry next couple days, a wet Wednesday, and then a nice Thanksgiving holiday, it looks like. 43, wind chill at 36, still a wind gust at 23 miles per hour. Humidity high at 80%. A little mist out there. A little colder north, Madison and Paoli at 37 degrees. Bardstown checking in at 39. And so it's going to be a gradual clearing through the overnight and early tomorrow morning before we start to see a lot more sunshine return tomorrow afternoon. Okay, here's your Monday morning. Still looks like a little bit of cloud cover left over, but then we'll start to see more sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. Lower 50s in most locations for the high temperatures for Monday. We'll skip ahead to Tuesday afternoon, which looks good, 50s, mix of clouds and some sunshine. And then Wednesday brings in the next rainfall across the area. And then beyond that, again, clearing out for Thursday. This is the European weather model. And the difference is Friday and Saturday look dry on the Euro, but the GFS has that system farther north. So it actually has more rain chances late Friday into Saturday. So we've got a split between the Euro and the GFS for our weekend outlook. So, give it a day or two and we'll start to see them come together, and we'll get more confidence in that weekend and beyond forecast as we head into December, right around the corner. Wrapping up the last month of 2020 here very shortly. There's that system Sunday on the European weather model, and then again that wraparound snow chance. And if there is snow on the weather model data, then there's cold air. Check this out. These are the wind chills Monday afternoon, if we can get that cold air to wrap in. The European weather model has next week quite cold. It would be kind of the first wintry blast of the year, of the season, I should say. So I don't know which one you want. The GFS, that's a little bit warmer. It has the system farther north, so we don't bring in the cold air. Or do you want the Euro that brings in that colder air and you get a little taste of winter? So we'll see what happens in the end as we get closer. Interesting to see, indeed. For tonight, gradual clearing. Might even take it to around sunrise or just a bit later, but it will be dry, low of 38, and tomorrow 53 as we become mostly sunny. And that 53 degrees is just a couple below normal for this time of the year. Your average high is 55 in the upper right-hand corner. 58 Tuesday, wet and breezy Wednesday. Thanksgiving Thursday, 59. And then it looks like we hover kind of around 60 Friday, Saturday, and maybe a little cooler by Sunday. Pretty good agreement. Cold shot early next week. Might see highs down to the 30s for Monday and Tuesday, which, I mean, that'd be kind of, when I think of December, I think of cold weather. So maybe we appropriately start the December month off on a cold note. We'll see. And maybe a slight chance of a snowflake or two in there as well. I know there's a lot of Christmas decorations going up extra early. Maybe we can see what happens with that snow chance early next week as well. Don Emerson, is there another model we could choose from? So we're not really choosing. This is just, we call it guidance, especially the long range. And if you get a strong signal, so the European weather model for at least a couple runs in a row, and what I mean by runs, you get a fresh weather model data from the weather balloons that go up twice a day. There are in-between runs, but that data is not quite as good. So say twice a day. So the last two have shown on the European weather model that some cold air is likely going to be moving in with maybe some snow chances. Now the GFS weather model really didn't have that snow, but it did have the cold air moving in next week. So there's a fairly strong signal. So I'd say the confidence fairly high. The cold air will move in early next week. Snow confidence pretty low at this point in time. So then you just watch the signals, watch the data, what's happening in a different part of the country, and then your confidence starts to tend to go up. And we start to see the weather models become a little more congruent, and your forecast confidence goes up in the long range. So it's always fun to watch this time of the year. So we'll see day by day. We'll continue to play with that idea of some snow early next week. We'll see. Okay, it is 9:51. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Good question there from Dawn, and I appreciate that. Julie Grubb says, hopefully it's a good winter. And a good winter is a different definition depending on the person. For me, I want 2 big snows, maybe one big one in January, one big one in February, and then by March, I'm kind of over it, and I'd like things to start to warm up and see the grass green up and the flowers start growing. So we'll see what happens. I think we're due for a good snow, but I said that last year too, and we didn't get a whole lot, so we'll see. I will see you guys in an hour and 8 minutes on WHS 11 News, the night team. Thanks for watching our live forecast stream here tonight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the First Alert Storm Team Weather Center here in the WHS 11 studios. And it is November the 22nd at 9:52. All right, sleep well. Have a peaceful